I expect the Lions to take a shot here on first down. High snap.
Wide open.
Breaking a tackle and still going. That's the Badger. He breaks another one. He's down right around the 20-yard line. Big play for John Badger.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? We met Badger at the beginning of the game. He goes, you know what? Just call me Badger. And we're going to call you Badger because you've been playing everything. Punt return. He's been the go-to receiver on every throwing play. And here it is again. He's wide open. And what's even more spectacular is the run after the catch. And that's the yak, yards after contact. And he was just racking them up.
Broke 3 tackles, took the 4th defender before he was finally brought down. They're inside the 20 at the 17, maybe the 18 here. Hand off and just hit. Buried in the backfield. I think that's number 52, Dylan Hilson, the defensive tackle, knifing through the gap and burying Hadley in the backfield.
Looks like number 62, actually, Liam Tidd, with a big hit. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that 62?
No, that is Tidd. That is Tidd.
That is Tidd.
Making a big play in the backfield. Watch this tackle.
Yeah, here it is. Here's Tidd just come firing through, meeting Hadley in the backfield. Beautiful, beautiful heads-up tackle. Even the form was perfect.
You can't teach it any better than that, and he made a heck of a move on the defensive line there. Trying to spin out of trouble is Curry, unable to do so. He's wrapped up just at about the 19, maybe the 20-yard line. He's going to go for no gain. He's back to the line of scrimmage at the 19. That's going to bring up 3rd down for the Lions, but big play for the Lions. They've got a good kicker in Willingham.
Great defensive play by Jordan Griffith there, the linebacker, number 3 for Burlington Central. Great way to stuff the hole, plug the hole, especially on 2nd down. You want your big defenseman to really step up and get that stop. It's a long field goal.
Willingham up and good. 26-yard field goal for Joe Willingham. And the Lions extend their lead to 10.
Very impressive kick by Joe Willingham. We met him as well earlier in the game, and he seemed to have a British accent.
I noticed that myself. I didn't want to
first thing
say
came
anything.
to my mind, kicker, soccer-style kicker. And usually those guys are very effective. I played soccer all my life. Just so happened I ended up kicking as well for my high school team, and it's just, you know the footwork, you know exactly how to kick a ball. You've grown up kicking the ball your entire life, and that's a very impressive field goal right there.
So the Trojans not going to give Willingham an opportunity to pin them with another pooch kick. They're going to start with it at their own 35, trailing by 10, just inside 7.5 minutes to play in the 2nd quarter.
You know, that's a smart play because 35-yard line, that's good starting position.
Well, the chain gang having a bit of trouble here. They've got the 1st down marker actually at the line of scrimmage. They're going the wrong way, and looks like the ball's on the ground. They're not going to have to move it now because the Lions recovered that fumble right at the 35.
Couldn't really see what happened here. Oh, there it was. As soon as he came ripping through the hole.
Big play there for the Lions.
Key turnover for Aldershot.
I mean, if you're Burlington Central, you're reeling right now. You didn't give Willingham an opportunity to pooch kick it again and pin you and potentially give up possession. Now, your first play from scrimmage at the 35, you fumble it and give possession right back to the Lions, and they're only going to need a couple of plays to attempt another field goal if they're kept out of the end zone here.
And Aldershot's field position is a lot shorter now because we just saw the way Willingham can kick a ball, so they got good field position. I think he can knock it in from pretty much anywhere beyond the 30, like just inside the 30.
Shotgun snap, rolling the pocket. Slagger looking downfield, doesn't find anybody, turns on the Jets and gets outside. Gets down right around the 25. Just short of the 1st down. It's going to be 2nd and 1 at the 26.
I think Coach Aaron Bates of Aldershot, the head coach, saw something in the 1st quarter. I think he saw, okay, we're going to run it a lot with our running backs, soften up the D-line a little bit, and then let's get Slagter, the athletic play in him, to get moving outside as well, and it seems to be working right now very effectively.
Well, he's definitely showing off his athleticism as he gets outside the pocket. He showed that on the touchdown run from 11 yards out on a botched handoff, and he leapt into the end zone, initiating contact with the defender, so he's not shying away from contact. He lines up under center, split backs, drops, looks to pass, throws it over the middle, just out of the reach of Aaron Smith, the tight end, just over his head, looking for him right over the middle.
Yeah, and I must say, I'm not a big fan of that call, that play call right there. What is it, 2nd down and a roughly 1?
2nd and 1.
And then you go to throw a pass. I don't see the need for that. Your running game's successful. Run a QB sneak if you have to. Your running backs are getting you at least 2, 3, 4 yards a carry. I don't see the need for that pass.
I think they were just trying to catch the Trojans by surprise. They're going to sneak it here on 3rd down anyway and pick up the 1st down as Slagter takes it just to the left of his center, bowling forward for 3 yards and a 1st down. But
it didn't even look like Burlington Central their D-line had even a chance to get set up on that play.
No, on that 2nd and 1, it's a prime play action opportunity. I mean, most teams expect you to run the ball right up the gut. 2nd and 1.
Sure.
Let's stack up the middle, and when you do so, you open up the ability for the team to run a play action pass, and they were just trying to catch the Trojans by surprise there. Injured player on the field for the Trojans. Trying to get that number.
Looks like 98.
98 there.
38. Looks like Zach Diamond. Yeah, Zach Diamond, number 38. Linebacker for Burlington Central.
It's an arm injury, it looks like.
Yeah.
Looks like his elbow. We talked to athletic therapist Dave Dorian on Wednesday's kickoff show and mentioned, you know, the commonality of shoulder injuries and how a lot of guys come back too soon for them and the muscles and ligaments are loose and easy for a shoulder to pop in and out after the fact. And tracked down, that's Simianic making a tackle in the backfield on Stephen Hadley. But we do have a flag on the play.
Yeah, here it is again. Here's a little toss play to Hadley. And here's Simianic just rifle through there.
Offside, Central, 5-yard penalty. It remains 1st down.
Goes for not Central, right? When they make a play, they shoot themselves in the foot and take a penalty.
I couldn't tell who that was on, that offside play.
Well, 5-yard penalty, going to bring up 2nd and 5 for the Aldershot Lions. Just inside the 20. Looks like they're well within field goal range for Joe Willingham. Slagter lines up under center, split backs behind him. He hands it up the middle for Curry. Nate Curry spinning his way down for another Lions 1st down.
Yeah, and here's all the offensive line play again. Number 58, Phil Milutinovich, and big number 64, Jalal El Gadi, just run off these guys because these holes are gaping, huge holes, and it's working. And that's exactly what I said, especially when you have a 2nd and 1 like the previous play a few plays ago. I think you got to run that ball. Run it off your 2 big O-linemen, and just if it works, it works. If it doesn't, at least you tried at your strength.
So it doesn't give them a 1st down. They're going to be 2nd and inches. And again, they throw the ball this time to Hadley out of the backfield, and waiting for him was number 27, Will Collier. And Collier has been a factor on both sides of the ball for the Trojans.
Yeah, Collier has been a great standout on defense right now, making key tackles at key times. Stephen Hadley, good job corralling the ball in, but there's Collier all over him.
Brings up 3rd and 4. Now, if you don't lose yards or if that's incomplete, I'm fine with it, and I think that's what Coach Bates is looking at. You know, if you get the completion and you're close to the 1st down, you're probably going to run it again. But in this case, they lost 3 or 4 yards on it. It's going to be much tougher to get that 1st down. So they're going to line up for the field goal. Left-footed kicker Joe Willingham in to kick it from the left hash. It's going to be about a 30-yard attempt, 24-yard attempt. And Hadley, a low sidewinder, but he's got it through the uprights. And with 2:47 remaining in the 1st half, the Aldershot Lions now lead 13-0 over the Burlington Central Trojans.
And there it was again. Perfect, beautiful drive. Took up a lot of time. Here's Willingham with the kick. Perfect, down the middle. There's your 3 points. But the whole drive, it took a lot of clock work, a lot of time off the clock, and they did a great job of just forcing it down the middle. A couple broken plays, they still made it work, but their strength is running the ball. Let's not fool anybody here, and it seems to be working. Burlington seems to be getting a little bit tired. We need to see more from Burlington on offense, plain and simple. 13-0 right now. They got to get something going.
Well, the key there for the Lions is the fact that they capitalize on the turnover and they get points.
Aldershot.
So Aldershot calls a timeout here. The Lions are going to scrimmage, pardon me, the Trojans are going to scrimmage from their own 35-yard line, but it's one thing to force turnovers, it's another thing to capitalize on those turnovers and get points. And that's exactly what they did there, adding 3 more. I mean, it's one thing to take time off the clock. It's that those points, though, are going to add up, and they're going to be really important come second half.
Exactly.
We're looking at a 2-score football game right now, and if you're the Trojans, you need 2 touchdowns to go up by 1.
Yeah, exactly. And we haven't seen much from them on offense, but there's still a whole nother half to be played, Adam. And we've called games, and we've seen magic happen in the second half. So let's not count Burlington out yet. There's still lots of time.
No, I would like to see them sustain a drive and get a couple of first downs and not take penalties that hurt themselves. Now that's going to be offside, and here's Simianic getting outside, breaks another tackle, gets those shoulders square, and he's still going. Finally pushed out around the 49-yard line. Penalty on the play. I think that's going to be offside against the Lions. Should be declined. And the Trojans should have it at their own 48. Big run by Will Simianic.
Aldershot, that penalty declined. Result of the gain, first down.
So Ben Simianic going off left tackle. Picking up big yards out to the 48. 1st and 10 for the Trojans. 2.5 minutes remaining in the opening half.
Yeah, great run by Simianic. He's a big boy. He's pretty much the strength of their offense and defense, and we're going to see a lot of them. Give the ball to your best player.
They draw them offside again. Free play here. He had a man wide open. Number 28 was lurking. Parker Willis was wide open right around the Lions' 50. Don't think Kupta saw him. He checked it down to his other receiver and threw it just out of his reach.
Yeah, I don't know why Aldershot is getting so jumpy on defense. Settle down your D-line. Just stay on your side of the scrimmage and let them snap the ball.
Offside, defense, that's a 5-yard penalty. Unnecessary roughness, roughing the passer, both against Aldershot, 20 yards, first down.
So both penalties enforced on that play, 20-yard pickup for the Trojans, and that's huge. I mean, you have one big run from Simianic, then you have a 20-yard gain on penalties. And Aldershot's going to call a timeout.
And this one can shoot you in the foot. You have the potential to go into the second half up 13-0 with Burlington down and out pretty much for the rest of the first half. But now these costly penalties are putting the field position into your end, and it's just not going to work out for you. You got to be very, very under control on defense.
Just a reminder to watch our show, Corey and I, Wednesdays at 7 p.m. and Fridays at 6:30. That's Kickoff. It's the Halton High School football show. Nobody else does it, so nobody does it better than us, Corey.
Hey, you know what, Adam? We're having a lot of fun doing it, too. I really enjoy it every Wednesday night, 7 o'clock. Coaches, if you're hearing us right now, send us some information on your teams. We don't know you guys as well as we would like to, so please send us some stats. Send us how the flow to your previous game went. Just send us some key tips that we can talk about. Really appreciate it.
Any information is good information.
Yeah, your cooperation is greatly appreciated. But, besides that, we have a lot of fun doing it, and I'm sure the kids enjoy it. I would have loved to have a show going off for us when I was playing in high school.
Without a doubt, just to hear your name on television because you made a big play, I'd be pumped up. They look to run that reverse again, and they do. Simianic hands it off, coming back to the near side. Cutting back in, making a man miss, breaks another tackle. He's down inside the 15. That's number 83, Garrett Barnum on the reverse. Big play for the Trojans. And with 2:04 remaining in the half, the Trojans look to get back into this.
Yeah, and give the blocking a lot of credit. But the coach told us at the beginning of the game, take a look at Garrett Barnum. This kid's a speedster. He's a playmaker. We got to get the ball into his hands, and they did exactly that. I expected this to happen a little bit earlier in the game, but I guess they're saving their best for the end of this first half.
Down on the play, looks like Ben Simianic.
That's not good for Burlington.
He's taking his right glove off. Not sure if that's the injury or not. I mean, he's definitely communicating with the trainer, just on one knee. Doesn't look like it's a lower body injury.
Looks like something to do inside the helmet, maybe to his face. But let's hope he can get back in, because Burlington desperately needs Simianic in the game. He's pretty much been their workhorse on offense and defense. But even besides that, you just don't want to see injuries, right, Adam? Especially in high school, it's Friday night. You want to enjoy your weekend. The last thing you want to do is get injured during the football game.
Hopefully it's just something like a nick or a scratch, and
exactly.
it's not something that's going to keep him out for any prolonged period of time. But the Trojans with the ball on the 14-yard line, 1st and 10. 2 minutes and counting remaining in the first half. Trojans looking to cut this lead in half. They trail by 13. And they just go straight up the gut. A little confused by that play. It almost appeared as if they weren't sure of the down and distance. It was a 1st and 10. Now they did plow forward and pick up 3 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 7, but I think maybe the injury to Simianic changed up your play calling there.
Yeah, I thought maybe they thought they can fake the running back play a little bit, gets maybe 5-6 yards up the middle, something quick, something easy, and go from there. Maybe a little play action fake, I would assume here. But they got to get on the board. Touchdown or field goal, they have got to get on the board.
So they're in the shotgun, split backs. Kukta takes the snap. Looks like it's going to be offside on Aldershot. Free play if he can throw into the end zone. It's batted down by the Aldershot defensive back. Guess who? He's been their workhorse offensively and defensively. John Badger knocking that one down.
Yeah, the Badgers all over the field. But again, the D-line, stay on your blocks. Do not jump for anything. Listen to the cadence. Don't fall for the cadence.
Offside. Aldershot, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 2nd down.
These offsides are just killing them on defense right now.
Huge penalty there.
Huge.
Makes it 2nd and 2. And if I'm head coach Kent Burns, this is 3-down territory for me. I'm going for it on the next 2 downs. You should be able to get 2 yards. The defensive line has to give you 1 yard off the football. You should almost automatically be able to get 1 yard on a given down.
They should, and depends on how much faith Coach Burns has in his team right now. But I can see him going for the next 2 downs.
They go right up the gut, and that's going to be 1st and goal. Down just outside the goal line, looks to be the 1.
Zach Diamond with the plunge.
Well, looks like Diamond has recovered from that injury he sustained earlier. Goes right up the middle.
I like to see Diamond and Simianic in the backfield at the same time. I think that's too much for Aldershot to handle, and I would like to see them in the second half just keep running the ball.
Well, if I'm the Trojans, I mean, you know what they've done in the first series, and that was run student body right. They hand it, and unable to get in is number 38, Zach Diamond. It's going to bring up 2nd and goal. 40 seconds remaining in the opening half.
Central.
And a good job there by number 27, Carson Otto. Sliding through, slipping the block, and making the tackle in the backfield, not allowing Diamond to get to pay dirt. That would have been huge for the Trojans. This is still huge. I'm still thinking this is 3-down territory for the Trojans. They're going to call a timeout to talk it over. That's Ben Kukta talking it over with his head coach, Kent Burns. And you hear the Aldershot crowd getting fired up, trying to get their defense fired up for 2 more downs to see if they can keep these Trojans out of the end zone and maintain this 13-0 lead. If you're wondering, my colleague Corey Pavone is headed down field level. He's going to have an interview with the defensive coordinator for the Burlington Central Trojans at the beginning of the half. He'll be speaking with Rick West, talking about what kind of adjustments Coach West could make to slow down this Aldershot Lions offense. Siemianik back in, and he bowls over the initial tackler like he didn't even exist and into the end zone. Touchdown, Central Trojans. This Burlington Central crowd is fired up. Take a look here, Ben Siemianik taking it off left tackle, lowering that shoulder. Contact made in the backfield by Carson Otto, just couldn't wrap him up. And Siemianik's the kind of guy that you need to wrap up. If you make chest-to-chest contact with that guy, you're probably sliding down. And if you do, you want to wrap those legs because he's going to keep them churning and pump his way into the end zone for the necessary yards. 37 seconds remaining in the half. Trojans lined up for the convert. High snap handled by Kukta. And the kick is up and through. Put through by the kicker, number 13, Lachlan Pringle. And the Burlington Central Trojans are right back in this football game. They trail 13-7, just 37 seconds remaining in the half. You're watching Halton Friday Night Senior Football on the new TV Kojiko in high definition on Channel 700. I'm Adam Puney alongside Corey Pavone. Corey's headed down the sideline. He's going to have a chat with defensive coordinator for the Burlington Central Trojans, Rick West, at the half. Following this kickoff, we're going to see if Aldershot can answer the bell after penalties and a solid drive with a trick reverse play by the Central Trojans led to them picking up a touchdown and getting right back in this football game. For the most part, it looked like the Lions were controlling the pace, running the football, bleeding the clock, forcing turnovers, recovering an onside pooch kick. All those plays leading to points for the Lions and a 13-0 lead at the time. And now, by virtue of one drive and 3 or 4 costly penalties taken by the Lions, Trojans are right back in it, 13-7. Lions awaiting the kickoff. A lot of space between the front line and the back line. From the 55 to about the 30-yard line, there's a lot of space for a kicker to just drop one in right in the middle. And that's what he does. He just tries to drop one in, but it's handled there by Curry. He fumbles it. Curry with the presence of mind to get on top of that football and retain possession. Otherwise, the Trojans would have recovered that football inside the 35 with an opportunity to go up by a score of 14-13 if they were able to get a touchdown. So the Lions will have it at their own 33-yard line here. 34 seconds remaining in the opening half. Now this isn't a situation where you're going to take a knee if you're the Lions. You definitely want to run a play or two here. Try to respond from that impressive Trojan drive just a moment ago. Get the ball in the hands of your playmakers. Dylan Slagter under center and split backs behind him. Hadley and Curry. He fakes the pitch and they reverse it for Badger, and Badger gets outside. He's got space. Badger cuts it back in. He's down inside the 45 to the 44-yard line of the Trojans. 25 seconds remaining in the half. Clock will stop inside 3 minutes while they set the football, but a great trick play. Some trickery there. Definitely looked like they were tossing right. Had this announcer fooled for sure. And the Badger takes it the other way on some misdirection, getting down to the 44-yard line. Cutting back inside a would-be tackler, picking up 6 more yards. We've got an injured Trojan on the field. That's Zach Diamond again. Looks like he's holding that same arm. Could be something that nags him for the rest of the game. He's holding that right shoulder. He came out earlier with a right shoulder injury, came back into the football game and was stuffed on a goal line carry earlier, just prior to the Trojans getting their touchdown. He remained in the game as a blocker, and he was actually heading off fairly quickly, and now he's really slowed the pace. This looks to be a little more serious than just a bruise or a nick to that shoulder. Hopefully Zach Diamond is able to recover and recuperate in the next 25 seconds and the time off he has at the half, and he can return to this football game for the second half. He's a key player for the Trojans. We wish him all the best. So the clock should wind on the referee's whistle. The Lions should be over the football, although they do wait for Diamond to get to the sideline. He's just gotten to the sideline now, so the Lions will get over top of the football, and they won't want to waste any time here. They've used both their timeouts on that last defensive series. They snap it quickly, and throwing it down the field to the tight end. He's got him open, and off to the races is number 19, Aaron Smith. Long limbs on Smith. He reached up and snatched it out of the air and goes the distance. 44-yard touchdown pass from Slagter to Smith. And the Lions are up 19-7, 14 seconds remaining in the half. What a huge play for the Aldershot Lions. And not only is Smith able to go up and snatch that football, but has the speed to run away from the defense after he makes that catch. They line up for the convert. And they fake it. They try to run a little reverse there with Aaron Smith after the touchdown catch. Goes nowhere. So the score remains 19-7. I'm not sure why you do that at this stage of the football game. You just got yourself some momentum, getting that big touchdown going into the half, and you sort of sap some of that momentum when you go for two and it's not successful. You've got a kicker who's almost automatic from pretty well everywhere on the field. We've seen him tonight, and Joe Willingham. So kick the extra point, go up 20-7, and make Central need 2 touchdowns to take the lead. I mean, it's still a 12-point game, but now if they score those 2 touchdowns, you're down 2 rather than 1, and you can't tie it with that single point. And Willingham is the kind of kicker who can put that through the end zone and get you that single point when you need it. So the Aldershot Lions, by virtue of a 44-yard touchdown catch and run from Dylan Slagter to Aaron Smith, lead 19-7, 14 seconds remaining in the first half. Trojans set to receive this kick. Their front line is way too close. They need to be 10 yards off the football. They were only 5 yards off. And number 50 is still within that 10-yard area. It's going to be a flag. He needs to be 10 yards away. Timeout called by the Trojans. Wondering if the head coach caught that. Didn't want to surrender a penalty, moving the Lions up another 5 yards and surrendering some field position with an opportunity to get a kickoff return.
Timeout Central. Timeout has been called by Central.
So the Trojans call the timeout. Coaching moment there for head coach Kent Burns, making sure that his players are aware of the rule and that they need to be on their own side of midfield. So we wait for this. We're going to take another look at the touchdown. And it's Aaron Smith going up, and a nice over-the-shoulder catch by Smith with 3 defenders around him. They don't phase him, and he just finds his way to that pylon, crosses the goal line, outruns the defensive secondary of the Trojans to put 6 more on the board for the Lions. Willingham kicks it deep. Nice high kick down to the 20-yard line. Fielded there, breaking a tackle and getting outside, and then finishing off his run strong is number 28, Parker Willis, lowering the shoulder and delivering a blow to finish that run. Now we've seen